Hey, hey, can y'all see me? I feel like it's dark. There you go. Hold on, can you hear me? Whew, y'all. Welcome to Cruise with Key. Key is tired, okay? Key's so tired that she's trying this Juneberry Red Bull. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm so sleepy. I don't know about you. When I say you, I'm talking about women. I don't know about you, but the older I get, the worse premenstrual syndrome gets. It's increasingly draining. I'm hoping that's what I'm going through because I'm too young to be going through anything else. But the manner in which I am tired, like, look, I'm tired. But I wasn't really feeling too well last Thursday. So I couldn't do y'all like that. I was not about to go 2 Thursdays in a row. I had a long day. I'm actually just getting in the house probably about 30 minutes ago. And I was like, is my laptop um charged up? And it's 60%. And I was like, that'll do. That'll do. I'm so tired. I almost never get in the house this late. I'm one of those, I get off work, I come straight home, especially when I sit in traffic. Sitting in traffic, that's draining for me. That is draining for me. But I'm here. Welcome to Cruise with Key. Thank you so much for joining. Today, as you can see, today is not story time. Today, I want to talk about healing. Um, because y'all know I'm on this healing journey, and I also told you all that I am in therapy, and I go once a week. And one of the things that stood out to me this week was when my therapist said, Kia, I can't stress this enough, um, how strong and brave you are. So in those moments where you have a, uncertainty about your journey, or there's a hiccup in your journey, I want you to work on giving yourself some grace. And it's crazy because I'm always telling y'all, you got to give yourself some grace, give yourself some grace, give yourself some grace. And oftentimes we are so encouraging that we don't really practice what we preach. And I think I'm selective in ways that I give myself some grace. And that's something that I know I need to work on. And I hope that you continue to give yourself some grace regardless of what you're going through. Because when you decide to take on this inner healing journey, understand that you are being brave, and you're being strong, because not everybody do that. There's a lot of people walking around this earth bitter. You know what I'm saying? They're walking around the Lulu. That's what I call it. The Lulu. They're delusional to think that everything that they have endured, everything that they have faced, you know, it's all good because time heals all wounds. Let me explain something to you. Y'all that have been following me for quite some time. Remember when I told you that, y'all remember when I was healing all right here? Yeah, time healed it, but I also was neurosporing down. I was also peroxide down. I was also ice packed down. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand that, though time does heal all wounds, wounds still need to be taken care of. Wounds still need to be, sometimes you got to cover up the wound in order for it to heal, like you put a band-aid on it. So understand that though time heals all wounds, if you don't tend to that wound, sometimes you end up getting scabbed. And you be like, where I get this from? Oh, because you forgot to do this and you forgot to do that. You forgot to tend to that wound that is healing. You know what I mean? You'll get it. So, um, remember I told y'all that I'm reading this book, Dear Self. There is some things that I read in here, and I was like, wow. There's a passage in here called healing. And you see, I marked some things. So I promise I will not be here long. I'm tired. I'm really sleepy, but I as sleepy as I am, as sleepy as I am, I want to be consistent. There's a difference between not feeling well and being sleepy. Okay. So I can get through this. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Okay. So it says healing. Healing isn't a destination, it is a process. You will find this out after you take the journey. See? See? Right there. You will find out that healing is not a destination, it's a process after you take the journey for a while. You have to start the journey. You cannot just, I think I've said this before. You cannot keep sweeping things under the rug and just going with the flow. Like the movie with Sanaa Lathan and them. Like, they had the slogan, let go, let flow. Wendy Raquel was in there, let go, let flow. Taraji Henson was in there, let go, let flow, let go, let flow. Like, let go, let flow, but God also gives you wisdom. When I be saying I'm just gonna go with the flow, I also say, God, can you order my steps? Can you guide me in the way that I should go? Can you give me the words to say? Because I don't want to just go with the flow. That's not for me. If I do go with the flow, I want guidance and wisdom while I'm going through the flow. You got to. It says you will have made progress. Your heart won't hurt as much. You will smile wholeheartedly and enjoy the company of others, and you will look forward to life. Okay. But suddenly a photo might flash before your eyes, or a song that sends you plummeting, plummeting back into the past will play in the background, sending shivers through your spine. It will make sense to you then that healing isn't straightforward. It's not. I've been doing this since what? October 2022, and I still have a long way to go. I'm in therapy, I told you, for almost a year, and I still have a long way to go. Now I ain't got to go every week. It ain't that deep. But to me, in this season that I am in, it is that deep because it's important to me to don't half-ass this here season that you're in. Oftentimes, I'm not gonna lie, you know how we do, we be honest. There are times I start something and I be like, all right, I'm good, because I feel like I just need a little tweak here and there, I need a little check in here and there. But sometimes life will blow your mind. And while you walking on that bumpy rug, your feet start hurting. Let me tell you why. Because there are some things you really have to deal with. You have to take the rug up, and you cannot just take the rug up and just sweep. No, 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 no. Take that rug up and look at all of those things and deal with it one by one by one. It's just like, you know, Barney. I don't know if you watched that when you were younger, Barney and Friends. There was a song, when it was time to clean up, clean up, everybody, everywhere, clean up, everybody, do your share. Like, do your share of cleaning. Come on, that was good. Do your do your part of, everybody do your share of cleaning and clean, parts that need to be clean. And that's a part of healing. Healing is very, very cleansing. I swear to goodness, it's cleansing. I promise you. It just makes you look at life completely different. It makes you look at yourself completely different. It makes you look at your friends and your circle completely different. It just makes you look at people, places, and things completely different. And if you have not reached that place and you say you're healing, I think that for me, this is just my opinion. I think that, you have quite a ways to go, which is fine. There's no time frame. However, I do feel like some people that have not reached there and they've been in this healing process for a long time, they're really not being honest with themselves. And that's the very first step. Well, one of the five steps of healing. I'll share that next week. But one, because the first step is recognizing that you need healing. Okay. But within those five steps, you have to understand that you have to be real with yourself. You will never heal if you're not being honest. You will never heal if you're not being upfront. You will never heal if you're not being vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to be aware. It's important. Okay. It also says that healing is messy, it's uncomfortable, and it may bring with it some of the hardest tests that you've ever had to take. Oh my God, today. It is very hard. And I've been tested quite a few times, but let me pat my little self on the back. Let me pat myself on the back because I have been winning tests. I've been trying to duck and dodge some of them, you know what I mean? But I thank God that He's like, nope, you ain't about to dodge nothing. We playing tennis, boop, back at it, boop. So I appreciate, I'm learning in this healing journey to appreciate all these hard tests that I've been faced with, because it gets a challenge to see if I'm applying the tools that I've been learning through this healing journey. Says you might have to swallow some bitter pills and tend to your own wounds. Told you, you're gonna have to tend to your own wounds. You're gonna have to, because if you don't, it can get infected. I don't want to be infected. I want to be whole. Okay. I want to look at my hand and be like, oh, I did get burnt. But you can barely tell because I tended to that wound during the healing process. Okay. It says you might have to swallow some bitter pills and tend to your own wounds because that's how lonely healing can be sometimes. Let me tell you something. It's serious. Healing really can be lonely. You'll be like, no, but for real, God, no, but for real. And it's like you don't even notice how long you're in this season of healing until one of your friends might be like, man, you ain't been, I ain't seen you in a minute. Come on now, you getting old, you acting like old kid, old homebody, old grandma. And it's like, I don't really mean to shut nobody out. I don't even mean to be lonely in this season. However, I'm on a journey and it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's all about me. And believe me, it'll be okay. Okay, I promise it'll be okay. Take all the time you need. Don't ever let nobody rush your healing, not even yourself. Not even yourself, because you're going to find yourself in the same situation over and over and over again. Don't be timid with yourself. Give yourself some grace. Healing isn't easy, but that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is it's not easy. You will face battles that will prepare you for strength and for life. You will learn to be soft in new ways. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. And I think you find yourself soft in new ways because the more healing you go through, the more vulnerable you become. And it's also important to have good people in your life so that you can feel comfortable being this way. Let if you don't have a safe space within your circle, within your family, within your friends, within your village, you got to cut them loose. I don't care how long they've been there. Let me explain something to you. Y'all already know my life. Y'all already know what I've been through. I don't have to keep reminding you. But if you need a reminder, go ahead and watch some of the videos. Okay. But I'm telling you, like, it'll teach you to be, again, soft in new ways. And sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I feel like a punk and I feel dumb. But I thank God that I have a therapist and I got friends that say, please stop calling yourself dumb. You are who you are. And if the people in your life have an issue with the way that you are in certain ways, It just doesn't serve them. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be soft in new ways. You will become gentle with yourself before you extend that gentleness to others. You will also become strong and powerful. You will be patient and kind. And I'm still working on patience. And I realized that when I was in traffic this evening. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm saying something to you. This is why I say healing takes a while, because some things you might pass away still still working on. I will probably always be working on patience, and I know the Bible says be anxious for nothing, for nothing. And I know the scripture, be anxious for nothing. I hear you. But I ain't perfect. I'm striving for perfection. So work with me, God, and work with me, y'all. Okay. You will learn new things about yourself and learn to accept all of your vulnerabilities and scars. You will learn to accept them. And one thing that I have learned, I'm gonna put this right here. One thing that I have learned is I don't cry about my scars anymore. And I'm so happy that I don't. Um, I think that I don't cry about my scars anymore. And I'm talking about visual scars, not like internal scars. Internal scars, I'm absolutely still working on them, but I'm talking about like my visual ones that I can see. Like I had, can y'all see this? I hate doing stuff in front of the camera because I don't know how to do it. Anyway, I have like, oh, there you go. Boom, bing bong. There's a scar right there. And I don't know if you can see, it's the light. It scars from right here to like down here. From boom all the way to right here. This scar, I was in a foster home, and I was with some Philippines, and I was in single digits. I was like in second grade, and they would not allow us. There was no pencil sharpener or something. And the guy, Mr. R, was like, I'll just call him Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, that is not Filipino. That is Mexican. Anyway, we're going to go with Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, he would just like sharpen your pencil with a knife. Say, what the hell, I'ma do that? And that's how you learn to like do this. And you gotta twist it around because it's just dumb. And one day I was doing it, something said, and I have a scar that come all the way right there. And it's because of that. And I used to always cry. I'd be like, man, them people was mean. Good gosh. But I lived through it, and I learned new ways to sharpen my pencil. If I don't have a pencil sharpener, I just know how to do it, okay? Where I won't ever get another scar again. But if I do, I got a story. And that's another thing. You got scars, you get to tell people about what happened when you got these scars. It's a testimony to have scars, believe it or not, external and internal. This it's from here to, like I said, right here. Y'all, I know y'all ain't gonna be able to see it. I know you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's like, yeah, y'all can't see where that mole at, okay, all the way to like right there. If you can see like lights, my hand is so little, but if you can see, you can even see it like right there. So at any rate, to the scar. So I was told that because I grew up homeless from the time I left from the hospital to like um 2 years old, 2 years and a month years old, that oftentimes I would use as an ashtray so that my mother can get her drugs or whatever. So she ain't had no money. They was like, well, let me see your baby. You know what I'm saying? Um, let me see your baby or whatever. So I used to be used like as an ashtray. I used to get burned. And it doesn't really phase me anymore. I think that it does, but I was just lying. Y'all probably like, she's lying. But it doesn't phase me to the point where Red Bulls can really be strong. Excuse me. But it doesn't phase me to the point where um it affects my everyday life, or it affects, when I look at it, every time I look at it, and I'd be like, man, I wish. Now there are times where I have, and I'd be like, man, and then I think about it, and I'd be like, dang, I wish I would have talked to my mom about it and had a whole bunch of questions and stuff like that. We could have had a lot of good conversations, but we're back about it. But I'm saying all that to say is, if I did not have these scars, I wouldn't have these two stories that I just told you about, like, and it's a testimony because I could have cut my finger off, or all this could have been third-degree burn. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really why am I doing this hand? You can't really tell at all unless, like, you up close and I show you. Like, and this light, shout out to this spotlight that my girlfriend told me to get. I love it. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. And that's it. I just want you to know that healing is important, Healing is a process. Healing will cause you to be much softer than you've ever been. It will cause you to be more vulnerable than you've ever been. It will cause you to be much stronger than you've ever been. It'll cause you to be more powerful than you've ever been. It will cause you to be more aware than you've ever been. It'll actually cause you to feel more blessed than you've ever been. Count your blessings, name them one by one. That's a that's actually a gospel song. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your mm-hmm. You ought to count your many blessings, count them one by one. I don't really remember, but that's an old school song. I keep telling y'all, even though I go to a Baptist church, I was raised Kojic, Church of God in Christ, where there were no instruments, but your hand clapping, your foot stomping, uh, uh, guitars, maybe a pianist, not really. Definitely ain't had no drummer. We not doing that. This was but anyway, we go back about it. But yeah, so just understand that healing is dope. If you start it, don't stop, don't give up, no matter what it looks like. Oh, healing causes curveballs and detours, but don't worry about it. At any given moment, you might find yourself breaking down out of nowhere. I told y'all I used to watch This Is Us. I used to watch Star. Please don't get me started on Lee Daniels Star. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I used to cry so much watching that because I could relate in so many different ways. And that's I definitely wasn't going through therapy and what is no healing journey. And I think that those shows actually reminded me, it's like, oh, there's some things that you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So just know that, don't give up on yourself. Know that it's okay that you have external and internal scars. Just deal with them, recognize them, deal with them. Please do not leave this earth harboring things, or just don't leave this earth in a Cancun, in a cocoon. That's the end. Do not leave this earth in a cocoon. I want you to spread your wings and prepare to fly. I'm always talking about being a butterfly because you got to soar. Soar. That's what we doing. Healing causes you to soar. Even SOAR, y'all. Even if you're not, even if you feel like, man, I got a long way to go. So what? You started. You know how many people has not started and haven't even recognized that they need healing? It's dope. Healing is dope. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love you for joining me. Thank you so much for joining Cruise with Key. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. This weather has been so bomb. I pray it continues. Spring is about to start. We're about to talk about that next week too, about springing forward and things of that nature. Enjoy your evening. Key is about to sign off. Take a nice shower and lay her burdens down. I'm tired, okay? I love you. I appreciate you. I'm praying for you. Continue to please pray for me. Please and thank you. Bye.